All right, man. We're gonna continue with our 32 video series. We got the Dallas Cowboys, man. America's team, Juice's team, man.
Yeah.
You know, so I know he's gonna have a lot to weigh in, but let me start off first with going through their history, man. Looking through the history of the Cowboys, man, they had a very rich history, man. They were good in the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. I know you said, they weren't. 80s.
We were looking up at the Redskins in the 80s.
Y'all were looking at the Redskins, but y'all still had, Danny White in them.
Sure.
And y'all were competing. But Tom Landry, he was coaching there forever. And it was a beast. You know what I'm saying? Roger Staubach winning Super Bowls with him, won 2 there. And then America's team when Jerry Jones came in with Jimmy Johnson in the 90s.
Big trade.
Herschel Walker trade.
Yep. Made the big trade, and they got the triplets, man. They got Troy Aikman, Emmitt Smith, Michael Irvin, and then had the best offensive line and had one of the best defenses, man.
Which doesn't get enough credit, but that's how that goes. That's how that goes.
Bro. Kent Norton, Charles Headley, Leon Lett,
Russell Maryland, Darren Woodson. But James White, and then they had the pieces. Jimmy Johnson then put in the pieces, the guys like the Darryl Smiths of the world. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? The Tony Tolberts, Jimmy Jones. You know what I'm saying? Robert Jones. After Ken Norton went to San Francisco. You know what I mean? Kevin Smith. You know what I mean? Before his Achilles injury, he was one of the better corners in the league that nobody remembers or talks about. So, they had the Brock Marion joint going for a bit. You know what I'm saying? So it was a lot like the early 2000s New England. You had this great, mind you, they didn't have the triplets in New England, but you had this great quarterback, this brash new quarterback. Yeah. But it was the defense that was the key to their success. Yeah. The ability to run the football and play great defense.
Yeah, man.
Clutch QB.
And let's talk about it, bro. It's like now it seems like Dallas is trying to recreate the triplets, drafting Ezekiel Elliott, having Dez Bryant and Tony Romo.
So let me just put my 2 cents in here.
Hold on, before you say that.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna call it a rich history, dog. Let's call it what it is, dog. It's wealthy, dog. Them boys wealthy. Bro.
Yeah, it is an oil rich.
Five Super Bowls.
Yeah.
8 appearances, man.
Definitely. Yeah. To me, the triplets were and forever will be Troy Aikman, Emmitt Smith, Michael Irvin. There are no other triplets. I know it's you talk about Ben Roethlisberger, Le'Veon Bell, Antonio Brown. Anytime you have a 3-headed monster at the quarterback, receiver, running back, you're gonna compare them to that group in Dallas.
You know what the difference is though?
What's the difference?
You get in there, they were all in their primes together.
Exactly, and that's the point I was gonna make.
Le'Veon Bell and stuff.
Exactly. They were. 88 was Irvin, 89 was Aikman, and 90 was Emmitt. So trying to recreate the triplets in Dallas isn't going to happen because Romo's almost on his way out.
Definitely. Yep.
And we damn sure don't have the defense that we had back then. So I don't know what triplets people are talking about. I love Dez. I think Ezekiel Elliott, while I don't consider him Adrian Peterson by any stretch of the imagination, I think he was definitely the best running back in this class. And I think he will have an excellent year, assuming he stays healthy behind that offensive line. But again, Romo is not. He is not in his prime. He's on the way. He's on the back end. He's in the twilight of his career now. You know what I mean? The idea behind Ezekiel Elliott is to take pressure off of Romo. You know what I mean? And that remains to be seen. I think it will help, but you can't call them the triplets. You can't call them the triplet.
Man. And I think the biggest thing is that defense, man. That defense is nowhere near those 90 Cowboys defense, man. Nowhere near. They had an opportunity drafting defense, and they didn't go that way in this draft.
Passed it up. Got Zeke and I'm wondering where the pass rush is going to come from. I mean,
me too. Me too. Damn it.
You're not bringing back your boy, the woman abuser,
Greg
Hardy. Your boy got popped 4 games for
two of the guys got popped.
Randy Gregory and DeMarcus Lawrence.
Yeah.
So I can't even name one guy on the D line right now, bro. Like,
they got some good.
I can name them, but I don't want to.
Yeah, there you go.
I mean, and let's go back to Romo real quick. Paper mache Romo. Ooh. Okay.
He's broken that damn clavicle about 3 times now, man.
Like you said, they're gonna run the ball to protect him, bro. But it only takes one, bro. It only takes one, and that's it. Then
but Zeke is this incredible pass blocker too.
He pass block. So he gonna run block.
He gonna throw them passes too. Yeah, he gonna play that.
You feel me? And I don't. They're going to finish last in the division. And I know a lot of people ain't going to like that because you're a Cowboy fan.
I disagree, though. I don't think so.
I think so, bro. I think they're going to finish last. I think they're going to compete. But I think they're going to finish last, bro. That defense is going to get exposed. I know they got Skandrick back, and, you know, they
what's your defensive coordinator name? What's the name? You came from the Bucs.
Your boy, Rob Marinelli.
Rob Marinelli.
I think he's the reason why they're not going to finish last. I think he's going to get the most of that defense, and I think they're talented on offense enough. And I think they got to be better than the Eagles.
But think about what you're saying. Think about what you're saying. Okay, if they're better than we generally agree that the Eagles are rebuilding. It's a rebuild, a reset of sorts in Philadelphia. You have a quarterback that's 36, 37 years old. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. Taking Ezekiel Elliott number 4 in April means it is Ezekiel Elliott's team now. Yeah. Now. Not when Romo retires, not because we don't know if Romo can play 16 games anymore. We don't know that. True. We don't know that. Our window has closed. So now you're building your team around Ezekiel Elliott. Is he the guy to build a team around? That's the question. That's the question that you have to ask yourself in terms of Dallas's future.
We're talking about the future. Right?
Now we're talking about their future because Witten is long in the tooth. Mm-hmm. DeMarcus Ware went to Denver, or we had to because of the cap issues. Yeah. You know, and that's another concern in Dallas is the cap issues, and you have to think about the fact that Witten, your stalwarts, Witten, Romo, those guys not going to be here. No. We're not expecting here. At least for me as a fan of Dallas. When Dallas is supposed to be competing for that division crown, and I could be wrong, things are crazy, but when they're supposed to be competing and I expect them year in and year out, I don't expect those two to be around. I honestly don't.
I don't either. And neither did Jared because he tried to trade back into the first round to get Paxton Lynch. That's the guy he wanted. That's who he targeted. You know, fortunately his son probably said, "Pop, sit down, we got it." And didn't let it happen. Excuse me. Yeah, I don't see Romo, like you said. I don't see Witten. There's no plan there. Who did they draft a quarterback? They drafted somebody.
Dak Prescott.
Who?
Zach.
Yeah.
Who? Dak. Zach.
You know who he is. You're an SEC guy. Don't act like you don't know. But I understand what you mean, though. I understand what you mean.
What's the plan? Is that the plan? And let me say this for this season. Let's say Zeke gets hurt. What do you do?
That's my point.
Let's say Romo gets hurt. What do you do?
That's my point.
What is the plan? There's no plan.
That's my point.
Everything is riding. We riding the triplets. Nah. If 2 of the triplets get hurt, you know Dad's gonna lose his mind, and we back to.
But you can say that about any team, man. If they lose their quarterback, if they lose their running back, they're not gonna be good.
Okay, but I'm just saying this is based off of recreating the triplets. Do I think Zeke will get hurt? Probably not. He seems pretty durable, but. If Romo gets hurt and Zeke gets hurt, where do they go?
Yeah. My point is that again when I go back and I think about Dallas in terms of this draft, I'm thinking, are we playing for 2016 or are we playing for 2018? Yeah, that's my question.
Yeah, that is a big question. The draft pick in the second round.
I think you're throwing darts at a dart.
Jalen Smith in the second round, or did we go back to splash? Jerry likes to make splashes because we had been drafting very well, aside from the fact that we didn't draft a running back in a very deep class last year. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I can't for the life of me understand why we didn't do that, but why? I mean, it's to me, it's you're setting yourself up for, this is going to be Ezekiel Elliott's football team. To your point, trying to trade up and get Paxton Lynch suggests that, you know that Romo doesn't have much more time. He doesn't. Yeah. He doesn't.
Yeah, and I think it's going to rely on the defense. I think you said drafting Ezekiel is his team. I think that's fine because with that offensive line and Ezekiel Elliott, I think they're going to be just fine on offense. It's just on the defensive side, can they make stops?
And
points come out of the passing game, though.
And here's the thing.
That's true too.
I think Dallas is going to be in a position where they have to outscore everybody, and.
We not that damn explosive.
And who's the other receiver opposite Des Bryant?
It don't matter. It don't matter. Exactly. It don't matter.
So
because this is Terrence Williams last year in Dallas, likely. They probably won't be able to afford him because of the cap concerns with Romo and Dez and some of the dead money on the cap. So.
I'm kind of pessimistic about
and I was the same way when we made it to the divisional round and lost to Green Bay. You know, so we could be completely wrong, but my point is, if you're gonna decide, so don't try to do both. Don't put feet on both sides of the line. You understand what I'm saying? Either you play for this year and you make your best crack at it, or you play for the future. Don't dabble in both because you're gonna come up short on both ends. That's my thought process.
I like
you know, Dallas got a lot of holes, man. I'll tell you right now, a lot of holes.
A lot of holes.
Yeah. Your best players can't stay healthy.
That's the problem.
That's the problem. Sean Lee, like they can't stay healthy.
How many times, man? Paper mache running around out there.
So, NFC East.
NFC East. We got them all. CouchPotatoGN.com, man.
Yeah.
Twitter, Facebook,
YouTube, Instagram.
If you didn't like what we said about Dallas, man, I want to hear about it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, man. I want that debate, man.
Let's go.
Yeah. I'm higher than Dallas than both of y'all, bro.
Yeah.
I think they straight, man.